Okay. Random. Please don't give me the same race. Alright, we've got some trees now. I'm going to go with the tainted strategy, which I think was probably a good one. On the last wave, just have a bunch of mass towers. And then you can build your strongest stuff at the start. That gets to hit like 3 places at the same time. Because you don't really want to use up those spots. Yes, you can sell, I suppose, and you're not going to lose too much gold. Because you actually get like 80% of your gold back, but it's still, every little bit of gold counts, I would think. Don't need to upgrade this guy or that tower until later, and that's if you really want to risk it, because there's how many people in this game? 8, so there's a 1 in 8 chance that if each of you spent 10 gold, that you'd get the last hit. Doesn't seem like it's that worthwhile. Yeah, I've been to Lordaeron plenty of times. I used to go there all the time as a rogue. Playing rogue in the early days. I hope this race is good. Oh god, it's siege damage. There's not that many rounds with fortified armor. Although it might have some really good splash. It's probably worth putting some pressure on this guy and maybe... I think I'm okay for the first few rounds, it looks. So I'm going to start putting some pressure in the middle. I want that gold.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's much more significant. No one's paying attention at the moment. Kill it quickly before they do.
Yes, my lord.
And then put the gold back into this. Give me that advantage. Come on. You're almost there. No one get the last hit. There's one of them. Yes, 15 gold. That was totally worth spending about 50 to 60 gold to do that. I thought it was going to be like 50 gold for the first one. 15 gold, not so much.
Job's done. Job's done.
Okay.
Yes, my lord.
This is getting a bit touch and go now.
Job's done. Job's done.
I was expecting a bit more than 15 gold. This map actually isn't very laggy, is it? Considering the amount of mobs that it's spamming all over the place for each of the players. I'm actually quite impressed with that. I guess it's because it's got a very basic look, so there's not too many things distracting the computer from getting on with its job and spawning the units. Because theoretically, if you have tons and tons of units, they should move slower. So you could take advantage of that and get more hits in with your towers. You can't actually upgrade towers, honey. You can just build the next one. And from my experience, that's got 3 to 125. He does have very good range though. 535. Oh my goodness, the range on these towers. I could build them like here and hit up to here and up to here. I really want to get those bigger towers, but at the moment I've got a lot of leaks.
What is it?
If I built like here, I could hit here and down this lane. 700 range should be enough to reach that far. So that guy would get built over here, in my opinion. I really hope I don't leak. Come on. See, he should be able to reach over here. That's what I'm after. It's only got an average attack though. And his damage seems kind of shite. Oh god. Back to the crappy towers then. Just to stop myself from dying. Hopefully. Oh no! See, the moment I go for a big tower, I get punished for it. God damn it. That sucks.
Off I go then. Job's done. Easy. Job's done.
It's a little bit annoying that just spamming the littlest, shittest towers is the most rewarding thing to do. Because that's not very skill-based. He is a little bit shit, considering how much gold he is. He's 9 of these, basically.
Yes, my lord. Off I go then. Right. Gold is required. All right. Off I go then.
Let's see how this tower does. So it has such a random chance. It could be really good though, if it gets lucky. The RNG procs are strong.
Job's done.
The little ones still look like they just do better though.
Off I go then. Job's done. Yes, my lord. Job's done. All gold is required. All right. All gold is required. Easy. All gold is required. Off I go then. All right.
This is the comeback. So other people have got Dragon Warriors, High Elves, Siege damage, more dogs instead of wolves, archers, more dragons, and kids.
Yes, my lord.
Okay.
Righto. Job's done.
I'm hedging my bet. It's true, I could sell that. How much gold do I get back? 72 gold? Is he that bad though? Is it still not... It's not really worth selling anything though, I don't know. Is he having any impact? He does... Oh! Well, I guess I'm out. GG. Okay, so don't build bigger towers, even though Tainted showed that it could be done. The moment I bloody do it is the moment I get killed. It's a lot of blood. You could look at it as an average of 60 damage or something from that tier 3. So it still evens out, as it should do. Like, the starting towers always do about 20-ish damage. So then the next tower that costs 3 times as much did 3 to 125 damage, so you can average that out at about 60. So then that's obviously 3 times as much. So theoretically, and it had larger range, so theoretically that tower should have been the best. But maybe, I don't know exactly whether the attack speeds were the same. That's a big difference. Add you to the clan, huh? Abrub. Can try. Okay. Well, I'm curious to see this towards the end. But it's going to take a long ass time. It's a shame I can't be building and contributing anything for it. The only person that's actually not lost a life here is the dude with the dogs. The dags. That's Hugh. Okay, there, Abri. It's all those dogs jumping. That's a strange zoom-in feature. Why are they flying? These raccoons are being chucked out now. This might be the best race. Just for comedy. Not because it's actually doing well. So many dead animals. You can see them all in the background as well. Alright, let's see if we can do it then. We're going to be here a while though. Because there's 74 bloody rounds, but someone might be able to do it. So, let's start from... Oh, that's not a good sign. There's leaks coming in there. Random pick noob. The children are suffering. Won't someone think of the children? Let's begin with Tainted, who's pink, and he's the dragon dude. He's got some cheeky Nagas. But mostly dragon spawns, or dragon apprentices. Now Archimon's chucking out a bunch of leaks. Seems to have spread his towers out, for the most part. Hasn't built anything more fancy than the Naga Myrmidon. 700 range! That's really quite large. And it doesn't attack at average speed like that one that I built. 700 range for the most basic tower as well. That's a big deal. Yeah, if you can get a basic tower that attacks at a huge range, that's a big deal. Random pick noob is our green player. He plays with children. He plays with them very fast. But he has to stay at range because of his he's running with the courts. So he has to keep 700 distance from them at all times. But they've got very fast attack and 700. Piercing damage can be... piercing sometimes does a lot less damage though. I wouldn't want piercing damage, I want chaos damage or normal damage if I was to choose. So back to the Dragon Warriors. Definitely more spammy here from Sebi, who has more lives, although he's starting to leak now. So he's got the same amount of lives as Tainted. They've both got the same race. Except I don't think he's gone for Naga Myrmidons. Has he? He's just... Oh, he's got this thing over here called Frosty. 190 range. I'm not even sure that's long enough to reach that far. Can that actually reach? 190 range is probably about there, to be honest. Maybe there, if you're lucky. I don't think that reaches. You might want to test it by... Oh, well, never mind. You could just sell it. But you could have just highlighted all your Dragon Apprentices and spam stop to see if that thing would make an attack. Alright, let's see when the next wave comes through, if it's got a special different attack type. Well, creeps are getting this green splash effect, the net effect from this. Now it looks like it's doing something. I didn't know if I saw whether the frost effect was happening there, Fac. It might have been, you might be correct. But it definitely applies a frost effect, which is actually really quite important, especially at the start. It's obviously better here, though, because you can then affect rounds that manage to get through, but he seems to be in a good spot here. Slow him down. That's a good tower, though, because it's got like a frost splash, is it? Unless you have to individually target each unit. Over at yellow, we have so many archers. A night elf that doesn't know how to fast tech to tier 2 and build bears. My kind of night elf. With a dark ranger at 900 range, but the little archers have got, oh, very fast attack and 900 range. They've got like the least amount of damage though, but they've got like 2 to 3 times the amount of range I think my treants had. The 10 gold ones. Oh, they've apparently got crit as well. Oh. What's the crit chance? Because you can kind of roughly work out the average damage then from that. Because I was going to say the 900 range makes up for the little bit of damage, but they've got crit as well. 20% chance for 3 times the amount of damage. So I'm not good at math, but how would you work that out? If you were to say, what's the average damage of 11 to 11 plus a 20% chance to do 3 times the amount of damage? Would you squeeze that down to something like 100% chance to do 0.5 extra damage or something like that? 3 times 20%. You need 5 lots of 3. This is so bad to do math ever live. Someone's saying 16 average damage. Add an extra 5 damage maybe. So 16 damage makes them quite good. We lost a player, did we? Yes, we're losing players big time. I've not even got round to the other 2 over here. The dogs! Did the dogs lose? No. The dogs are still going strong. Okay. It's a 60% damage increase. Is it? Is that what it works out as? I'm still skeptical of anything. The dog whisperer. You got the Frosty as well. So everyone has a Frosty, do they, or something? Because that's a different race. But the Frosty's good. Probably costs a fair bit. Raccoon is just like a more upgraded dog. Probably just stick to the dog. The dag. Dog looks better, to be honest, than the raccoon. It's that tier 2 trick where it costs 30 gold, so you think, oh, okay. 3 times as good as this, but really, it's probably not. So Hugh actually hasn't lost a life here, and he's halfway through. Just as I'm a gypsy curse. I'm sorry there, Hugh. The moment I said that, you've gone all this way without losing a life. The moment I say that, you go and lose a life. Everything's going fantastic for Hugh. There's 0% chance that he's going to lose. The Dags have failed you. Who's getting the kills in the middle anyway? Speaking of dogs. Thing is, neither of those 2 players have upgraded their center, so Seelan, with the 10 bonus, he should get that. I'll keep an eye and see how much gold he gets from that dog. Okay, Sonos is saying 33 damage multiplied by 0.2 plus 11 equals 17.6 damage. I'm going to take your word on that. It sounds about right. Oh no! Is this tower defense beatable? Is there anyone that can handle it? Or is it just bullshit and you just need to get a good race? But seeing as there's 40 different races, good luck working that one out. You'd have to spend quite a lot of time practicing this before you get the right one. Because I don't see how else you can really outplay this TD, considering it's all about just massing towers. There are tactical points that you can place them, I agree with you on that, to get like the maximum amount of damage, which I covered earlier in the video, but generally speaking, There's not that much else you can do to increase your chances. You just have to hope that you got good stuff. 20% 3 times crit. Bonus damage 22 compared to non-crit 1 out of 5. Got a bunch of math mages in the chat. Ah! Multiseer disagrees. He thinks it's 15.4 damage. Sebi with the leaks. Sebi with the death. Fax says he's beaten this on solo before, and it feels like it's more based on which race you get. Some are just so much better than others. Do you remember what race you got, Fac? I very much doubt you would, considering how many there are, but... Were you throwing dogs at things, for example? Do you remember doing that? Do you remember throwing your dog at wild animals? You have 4 times 11 plus 33 goes to 77 divided by 5 equals 15.4. So it's now 15.4 damage. With 5 hits, 1 hit will be a crit, 4 none. 4 times 11 plus 33 equals 15.4. So now 15.4 seems to be the one that is coming across as the answer. Yeah. Ceiling's not that far behind Hugh, and Tainted's just hanging in there with 2 lives left. Has he got his own Frosty? Has he opted to not get the Frosty? Also this Dowg. The Dowg's dead! But he must have got the kill. Because no one... Oh, hang on a second. I don't know then. That Dowg died quicker than I expected. All this math has got me confused. I'm actually impressed with how the FPS is... You know, okay, it's around 30-ish, but my computer's not exactly the best, so... Considering how much crap is being chucked out, it's doing alright. Round 44. 30 more rounds to go. I kind of hope someone gets to the end of it, otherwise we'll just have to leave it as a mystery. Because it's just too time consuming otherwise. Give them my gold? I can't. I'm not sure if I would though, because that is cheating, but I suppose that would be a good way to at least see the end. Could give it to someone like Tainted, who basically is dead with only 2 lives. So that way it doesn't sort of impact on the players that are actually looking legitimate. Looking like legitimate skilled players in this tower defense of pure skill. Yeah, this map was actually very small. It's only like 0.17 megabits. Or megabytes. I'm always confused on which one to say. MB, basically. 0.17, which is very small. Tainted was kicked by Tainted. Hugh's now starting to leak a bit too much. Sealan now in the lead with his imbalanced archers for only probably 10 gold, but doing 15.4 DPS. And very fast with 900 range. That definitely looks like one of the strongest races I've seen so far. Don't know if any of the other towers are good though. The Armor Slayer. -2 armor. That's not that good. It's not an Lich of Corruption. Orb of Corruption. Orb of Chwam now, is it? -5 armor, and that's in bloody competitive melee games. Whereas in a bullshit custom game like this, he's only doing -2 armor. That's less than half of an Orb of Corruption, and I bet it costs a lot more. Though any other towers, they got less value. There's no boss levels, are there? I haven't seen anything that constitutes a boss level. I'm kind of surprised. If you're going to have like 74 rounds, you think you could have 7 bosses or something. Bit is only used when given internet speed, because megabit equals 1 megabyte, so they can give high numbers. 8 megabit. Oh yeah, I remember that. High-Rise told me about that. They can, you basically get them far less than you think you are. So 8 megabits is 1 megabyte. But I think I've got an 8 megabit upload. If that's the case, I've only got a 1 megabyte upload, which isn't very good, is it? I'll get more confused as this goes on. The end game probably is just an abrupt victory, Siggy Butt Brain. You are probably correct on that. It just instantly ends. Thanks for playing. Well, it doesn't even say that. It says, get out. How many are there? I tell you what though, if you're the last player left, you probably have a good chance of winning because you're the only person that's guaranteed to get the last hits on this. Which means that you're going to get a huge cash injection, or a big enough cash injection to keep you alive to clear the wave. So really, in a way, we do only almost want one player left. Although it's fun to compare the two. Especially, I don't want to see the dogs go, but for the greater good, one player needs to get further ahead than the other in gold, just so that they can make it to the end level. Otherwise, both players will probably just end up coming short of the last level. Who's going to get it? Okay, it wasn't Hugh there. He held back there. Sealan takes it all. He's at 509 gold, so I'm going to assume he got a freaking huge injection there. He probably needs to sell some of the cheaper archers that are in a spot where they can hit multiple times. Although, to be fair, all of these archers have 900 range, so they can hit everywhere. I'm still thinking in the mindset of towers that only have 375 range. Yeah, what's your most expensive tower? Probably about 390 gold or something. Might want to start chucking that out there and see what we got. Definitely put it in a really good spot though. Hang on a second, how have you got this tower here? The center bonus tower. I thought that could only be built here. (1800 range), and it's actually got very fast attack. Huh. Did he say 585 gold? It costs 270. 585. You're not supposed to be leaking now, Sealan, especially after all that gold you got. It's Frosty, Sylvanus, Naga Sea Bitch. So is that your most impressive one? Because she looks okay. Unless she's got a crit or something, that would be nice. Bring those penguins down. Pissed penguin. They're just red. There's just more of a shade of red. That's how you know it's pissed. You should try to block them a little bit with your worker if you can, because that does kind of work. I think it still impacts them enough to be worthwhile doing. Hugh's still in there though. We need to see that Frosty micro. Individually hitting each one. It's a massacre at this point. Oh. That's just gone and smacked my volume up. Hugh is out! Okay. That just leaves Sealan, who, if he can upgrade this tower, kind of needs to do it because it's starting to suck. Can you actually build any more towers over there? Can you get your worker over there? It might be worth doing so, just so you can kill these things quicker. But you would need something with about, yeah, 1800 range. Oh, how did you build this thing here? I feel like Sealan's probably feeling the heat now. Starting to sweat a little bit. Feeling the pressure as he gets closer and closer towards the end. And the tanks get closer and closer towards the end of his maze. Armor Slayers up to center bonus. 16 for 145 gold. Huh. So this guy can be upgraded into a center bonus tower for some reason. Oh, good job. Good news is that the next round doesn't start until you've killed it. Whereas, well, at least it seemed that way, because in the earlier rounds it was just chucking them at you, whether you cleared them or not. Okay, that round was a bit easier. So you're weak against the tanks, which I can't remember what they had, but I'm going to assume they had fortified armor. Unless everything's just got define armor at this point. But hang on a second, you got siege damage, so I don't know. Maybe the tanks didn't have that because they should have got killed easier. Nick's just managed to finish a testable version of his Hero Arena map. Want to test it today? There's time. Yeah, we might have some time for that, Nick. Nick! Divine. Yeah, you need to get your game on. Get this center creep bonus. That's probably costing a hell of a lot to upgrade at this stage. And it's... what's the rate of this, honestly? Probably takes about 60 seconds, a minute to maybe a minute and a half to just kill one of these. So it's a long time to go. Random pick noob lost to light armor while his towers had piercing attack, but he was decimating fortified waves. Yeah, it is a bit strange because, like we've seen, the divine armor was getting hurt very heavily by magic damage in one of the earlier levels, which didn't really make much sense. So unless the map maker has changed the armor values and what they take extra damage from, but you can't really know that unless you go into the editor and find out for yourself. You just have to go off what you know. And Divine Armor said it could only really be hurt by Chaos. 1% of all damage can hurt it, I think, from any source. But Chaos damage will fully damage it, as far as I understand. However, magic damage was like doing a decent chunk of damage to it. Far more than 1%. Sealan's doing good though. He's helping us get towards the end, so good on you, Sealan. Look at this. It's 26 now, and he's going to town. I should actually get the stopwatch out when he starts on the next one, just to see, on average, how much gold he's getting from this, and how long it takes. But he's swapped to a different one to attack. What did I build? It's so long ago that I died now. I can't even remember what I built. Oh, I had the treants. So, 10 gold, 30 gold, and 90 gold is what I spent, basically. The 90 gold one was the fail. Legacy bitches. Tarunda! She's getting in on the action. Who's getting the 792 crit? I guess that's a Sea Witch, because that wouldn't make much sense if Tyrande with 765 damage is doing... She's getting 2,295 crit. Oh, you got a good race here. Nice. Anything with crit is going to be good, let's face it. Shame you can't get aura towers to increase your attack speed. Now you're picking on Malfurion. He's the next bonus onwards. Right click. Already done. Okay. I guess if they go that far, they go out of range, so you need to keep paying attention to it. 1800 range is just about enough. Now we're back to heavy armor. And heavy armor seems to be doing a pretty good job. It's got this far at least. Your one weakness is heavy armor. If this was Reign of Chaos, you would have slaughtered it. Always brings me back to the days... I think it was a 3v3 map. It was green, but it was like the ugly green, where it all looks like sewer pipes. Swamp of Sorrow, or something like that, probably, is what the map was called. I went mass archers, and this guy went mass Tauren, and theoretically he should win, but there were so many narrow choke points with ramps that I just kept shoving my archers up there, and if you focus fire with archers back in Reign of Chaos versus Taurens, you can actually kill them in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 volleys if you have enough archers. It was kind of ridiculous back then. Needless to say, that changed in the Frozen Throne, but it was funny back then. Just seeing these giant Taurens getting slaughtered by a bunch of arrows. Oh, here we go. 317 gold. I've got to start my stopwatch when he starts on the next one. Just to see how long it takes. 377. Oh my god! Was that 3,629 gold or something you got there? Alright, I'm starting to stopwatch now. And this guy was more or less on full health. Most of the time that tower's going to be bringing him down. That is a huge cash injection. 4,000. 2,000. He's got to find things to spend it on now. Like, just sell these archers that are in good spots and get the good stuff out. There's no excuse now, Sealan. There's no excuse. Yeah, you can see how this is done in solo now, says Tainted. Yeah. Basically, whoever's left here has the best chance. This is why I kind of... I liked... Oh my goodness. Come on now, Sealant. You better start spending that gold quicker. The Phoenix rises. I liked Hugh's dogs, but he kind of needed to die so Sealant could live. Because if Hugh was able to steal some of the kills from the middle, that's going to really hamper Sealant's chance of actually reaching the last part. Or either of them reaching the last part if they're sharing the gold. One person needs to get that witty greed and get all the gold. So you've swapped over to this guy now. Every now and then you've just got to swap back to this position. Hotkey that tower and come back to it and make sure it's attacking the right thing. So you can get those huge 4,000 cash injections ASAP. He's got 9 rounds to go. We're almost there. The Franken Beast with the unarmored coming through. Such an awesome model. I'm pretty sure this is a model in War Chasers. They don't really use this model in much else in Warcraft 3. Belongs to the dungeon tile set, that's why. You won't see many dungeon tile set melee games. Because it's not a particularly pleasant map tile set to look at. But it's quite a strong theme with awesome doodads. It's just, it's a little bit dark and depressing. So you don't really ever see it. I feel like Kitson doesn't deserve all those cookies that were given to him by Sienus. Thank you, Sienna's, for the generosity of your cookies, but Kitten's too salty. Oh, you've almost got him. Quick, we need another 4,000 coal. At the moment, my timer says 2 minutes 44. So it's roughly 3 minutes to kill this thing. If you were to say on average, maybe he's wasted some shots in that. But it's going to come up to 3 minutes in a second. 1,100 gold. 3,600-ish gold, basically. He gets for killing that. So it takes 3 minutes. I'm restarting the timer. We'll knock off like about 30 seconds or so, although he's spreading the damage. Drag queens are coming through. Not getting too far though. Oh, he's really spending the gold now over here. Taronda is not actually being favoured over the Naga Sea Bitch. I guess you prefer the Naga Sea Bitch gold for gold. If you have a moment, tell me what the gold cost is for Taronda versus Naga Sea Bitch. You probably said it earlier, but I can't remember now. Gold! Pixie dust. $270 and 810. So she's doing like 800 damage. She's doing 2,300 damage. Basically. I guess the gold cost is about accurate then for the amount of damage being done. I can't really say that one tower is much worse than the other. It looks about right. 4 rounds to go. I don't think the bonus is going to get killed in time. Raging Rhino. Rexar's favourite. With so many strong towers at the start, they're not getting as far as they could do. Still making it through towards one of the later lanes. But so much focused damage here. Much power. Can hit here, here, and here. Critical lanes. So that's good tower placement. Oh god, that's gross. Who made this map? I can actually probably find out, actually, if I come over here. STD Maker and Dark Baron Prot were responsible for this map. Checkmate. It's very good. They got a sense of humour. Theoretically, there should be one more level left. And then you can get your abrupt ending. Mystic Moth! Here it comes. That's basically a demon blade. Oh, that's Illidan's weapon. Or that's what the Mask of Death ranged animation looks like, except it's blue. Yeah, I was going to say, that was way too easy for the last level. Victory flag it. Winter is coming. Round 75. Oh my god, what? That was the last level? It was like the easiest level of them all. Okay, well there you go. We managed to see it, so at least we got to the end. And it did kind of end as you would expect it to. So GG to that one, Soldier TD. You've seen it all now. Soloing is obviously pretty strong in that map because you're guaranteed to get the gold. So you would want to upgrade that center tower ASAP. So you can make sure you keep getting those huge cash injections. But yeah, that was good fun. Well done there, Sealand, for managing to get all the way through so we can actually see the map through. So thanks there, and thanks you for watching.